In her many decades as Queen, Her Majesty met thousands of dignitaries, and she saw world leaders come and go. Queen Elizabeth met many US presidents, and Eisenhower was the first to meet her in her role as monarch. And even well into her 90s, she was welcoming President Joe Biden and the First Lady to the UK. But there were some presidential encounters which got more media coverage than most. But the Queen welcomed her American guests in a typical polite British fashion. Of course, Her Majesty was used to dealing with politicians and oversaw many of her own prime ministers, such as Winston Churchill and Harold Macmillan in her early reign, both of whom she was said to have had a good rapport with. Unfortunately, the same couldn't be said for others, such as her time with Margaret Thatcher. The pair reportedly didn't always see eye to eye. And regardless of popularity, it was part of the Queen's job to meet with a multitude of world leaders. One of her more controversial meetings was with Zimbabwe's Prime Minister Robert Mugabe. He was given an honorary knighthood, which was later revoked due to his regime's abuse of human rights. In 2003, Russian President Vladimir Putin came to the UK on a state visit, which caused public anger and led to protests. More memorable meetings with a warmer public reception included the Queen's time with Nelson Mandela. The pair met for the first time in 1991 at a reception in Zimbabwe. They maintained a close bond over the years, and after Mandela's death, the Queen said the former South African president worked tirelessly for the good of his country. And at 95 years old, Queen Elizabeth was entertaining numerous world leaders who travelled across the globe to attend the G7 summit in the UK. Famous faces included French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and President Joe Biden, who was the 13th US president to meet the Queen. Throughout her lengthy reign, the Queen welcomed politicians, royalty, and heads of state to the UK. And although the thousands of meetings varied, the one thing they all had in common was the way the Queen represented her country and Commonwealth.